The bright flash in the night sky changed everything. It wasn't a star or a satellite, but a ship from beyond Earth. The large oval craft hovered above New York City for 3 days before sending its message. "We come in peace. We are the Galactic Council." Lisa Harrington sat in her small apartment watching the news like everyone else. At 19, she had been studying languages at college with hopes of becoming a translator. She never imagined her skills would be needed for alien communication. "This is unreal," she whispered, tucking a strand of brown hair behind her ear. The Galactic Council, as they called themselves, explained they were a group of 27 different alien species who worked together to maintain peace in the galaxy. They had watched Earth for decades and now felt humans were ready to join their community. 2 weeks after first contact, the government called for young people with special skills to help with the new alien relations. Lisa applied right away. Her ability to learn languages quickly and her natural way with people made her stand out. "Miss Harrington, your test results are impressive," said Dr. Lawson, head of the new First Contact Division. "You picked up the basic council communication patterns faster than anyone we've seen." Lisa smiled shyly. "I've always had an ear for language patterns, sir. We want you to join the first human delegation to the council's main station. You'll be working with Ambassador Frank Miller as a communication intern." Lisa could hardly believe it. From her small town in Kansas to space in less than a month. Her parents were worried but proud. The human ship Endeavour was prepared for its journey. It wasn't as advanced as the alien vessels, but it had been upgraded with some council technology to make the trip possible. 20 diplomats, 15 scientists, 10 security personnel, and 5 special assistants, including Lisa, boarded the ship on a cool spring morning. Ambassador Miller, a tall man with kind eyes and gray at his temples, met with the team before departure. "We are making history today. Each of you was chosen because you represent the best of humanity. Our job is to learn, to share, and to secure our place among the stars." The journey took 12 days. Lisa spent most of that time studying council protocols and practicing the common language used between species. She learned that most council races communicated through sounds, though some used color changes or hand movements to add meaning. When the Endeavour finally arrived at the council station, Lisa pressed against the viewing window and gasped. The station looked like a massive silver flower floating in space, with petals extending from a central hub. Each petal housed different environments for the various council species. "It's beautiful," she said. The docking procedure went smoothly. When the doors opened, 6 different alien species stood waiting to greet them. The humans had seen images before, but nothing prepared them for the real thing. The lead alien stepped forward. It stood on 4 legs with 2 arms and had skin that shifted between blue and green. Its voice came through the translation devices each human wore. "Welcome, humans of Earth. I am Senthal, Senior Counselor. We are pleased to welcome the newest potential member species to our galactic family." Lisa noticed the word potential and glanced at Ambassador Miller, who gave a slight nod. He had caught it too. The humans followed their alien hosts into the station. The hallways adjusted their temperature and gravity as they walked, making each step feel strange but manageable. One of the smaller aliens, with large black eyes and delicate fingers, approached Lisa. "You are young for your species to be in such a position," it said through the translator. "I'm good with languages," Lisa replied. "I am Zvarek of the Thalassian people. I too am considered young for my role. Perhaps we can learn from each other." Lisa smiled. "I'd like that." As they entered the Grand Council chamber, with its ceiling showing the stars beyond, Lisa felt a mix of wonder and unease. They were making history, but she couldn't shake the feeling that the council was hiding something behind their welcoming words. 3 weeks passed on the council station. The humans were given their own living area adjusted to Earth gravity and air. Lisa spent her days in meetings, taking notes for Ambassador Miller and helping with translations when the devices missed subtle meanings. Lisa and Zvarek met often in the station's garden area. The Thalassian was only 40 Earth years old, which made him young for his species that lived to be 300. "Your people seem very eager to join the council," Zivaric said as they walked among plants from 100 worlds. "We've dreamed about meeting aliens for a long time," Lisa replied. "But some things feel strange to me." "What things?" Zivaric's skin rippled with blue patterns, showing his interest. "Yesterday I saw council ships bringing in people from the Kelnar system. They looked scared, not like visitors." Zivaric's skin went still. "The Kelnar system is under protective oversight." "What does that mean?" "The council decides some species need guidance, for their own good." Lisa frowned. "You mean they're being controlled?" Zvarek looked around to make sure they were alone. "The council believes in order above all else. Species that develop too quickly or show too much independence are watched closely." Later that day, Lisa joined Ambassador Miller for a meeting with the senior council members. The large round room had seats for all 27 council species, though many sent their messages through screens. Senthal spoke first. "We have reviewed your technology level. We are concerned about your rapid development." Ambassador Miller smiled politely. "We're quick learners." Another council member, a tall, thin alien named Pelluthar, leaned forward. "Your planet went from basic flight to space travel in less than 100 years. This is unusual and concerning." "We're curious by nature," Miller replied. "You also have many weapons," said a third council member. "For defense only," Miller assured them. Lisa watched from her seat behind the human delegation. She noticed how the council members looked at each other. They seemed worried about humans. After the meeting, Miller gathered the human team. "They don't trust us," he said. "And I'm not sure we should trust them. Keep your eyes open." That night, Lisa couldn't sleep. She decided to explore the station. The halls were quiet as she walked toward the garden. Near a closed door, she heard angry voices. She stopped to listen. "The humans are developing too quickly," said a voice Lisa recognized as Pellithar's. "They created nuclear weapons only 70 years after discovering flight. No other species has shown such aggressive progress." "They must be contained," another voice said. "Like the Kelnar. Their planet has valuable resources. If they refuse council oversight, we take what we need and manage their development." Lisa's heart raced. She started to back away when the door opened. A council security officer with scaled skin spotted her. "Humans are restricted from this area," the officer said. "I got lost," Lisa said quickly. "I was looking for the garden." The officer studied her. "Show your identification." Lisa handed over her council ID card. The officer scanned it. "You are the communication assistant. What did you hear?" "Nothing. I just arrived," Lisa lied. The officer seemed doubtful, but returned her ID. "Return to your quarters immediately." Lisa nodded and walked away slowly until she turned the corner, then ran back to the human section. She knocked on Ambassador Miller's door. "Lisa, it's the middle of the night," Miller said, looking tired. "Sir, I overheard council members talking. They're planning something bad for Earth. They said humans are developing too quickly and need to be contained like something called the Kelnar." Miller's face darkened. "Come in. Tell me everything." Inside his room, Lisa explained what she had heard. Miller made notes and looked increasingly worried. "This confirms my suspicions," he said. "The council isn't the friendly group they pretend to be. They're scared of us." "What do we do?" Lisa asked. "For now, we act normal, but we need to learn more. Your friend Zivaric, do you trust him?" Lisa thought about it. "Yes. He doesn't seem to fully support the council's ways." "Good. See what else he knows. But be careful. The council is watching us." Lisa nodded, suddenly afraid. The beautiful space station now felt like a trap, and she wondered if they would ever be allowed to leave. The next day, the council announced a special gathering to welcome representatives from a planet called Dravin. Lisa attended with the human delegation, wearing her formal uniform. The Grand Hall was filled with aliens from all Council worlds. "The Draven have accepted protective oversight," Senthal announced to applause. "They will now receive Council guidance." On the main screen, Lisa saw images of alien ships above a blue-green planet. The Draven representatives stood nearby, their expressions hard to read with their 4 eyes and mouth-like slits, but they did not seem happy. "This doesn't look right," Lisa whispered to Miller. "Keep watching," he replied quietly. After the ceremony, food and drinks were served. Lisa found Zverek near the window overlooking space. "Those Draven don't look pleased about Council protection," Lisa said carefully. Zverek's skin flickered with nervous patterns. They had no choice. They refused to slow their weapons research. So the Council forced them. "For the greater good, that's what we're told." Zverek looked troubled. "Lisa, be careful asking such questions. The Council doesn't like curiosity." Lisa nodded and moved away, but she noticed a group of Draven talking in the corner. They seemed upset. She walked closer, pretending to admire a nearby sculpture. "They took our outer colonies already," one Draven said in broken common language. "Our people there have been relocated. We must accept this for now," another replied. "Until we can." They stopped when they noticed Lisa and moved away quickly. Lisa turned and bumped into a large Council security officer. "Human delegate," the officer said. "This area is not for you." "I was just looking at the art," Lisa said. "Return to your group." Lisa walked back toward the human delegation, but decided to follow the Draven instead. She slipped down a side corridor and saw them entering a small room. She waited outside, listening. The Draven were arguing. Some wanted to accept Council rule, others wanted to fight. Lisa took out her small recorder, a device she used for language practice, and held it near the door. Suddenly, alarms sounded. The door burst open and Council security forces rushed in. The Draven shouted and tried to run. Lisa pressed herself against the wall in shock as the security forces fired weapons. Blue light flashed, and 3 Draven fell to the ground. "Stop," she shouted without thinking. All eyes turned to her. Her recorder was still in her hand, blinking red to show it was active. "Detain her," a security commander ordered. "She has recorded a security operation." 2 officers grabbed Lisa's arms. She struggled but couldn't break free. "I'm a diplomatic intern. You can't do this." "You have violated Council security protocols," the commander said, taking her recorder. "This is a serious offense." They dragged her away from the fallen Draven. As they turned the corner, she saw medical teams arriving, but the Draven weren't moving. Lisa was taken to a small bare room with a single chair. They took her communication device and left her alone. Hours passed. Finally, the door opened and Ambassador Miller rushed in with 2 human security officers. "Lisa, are you hurt?" he asked, checking her for injuries. "No, but they killed those Draven. I saw it. They were just talking about resisting Council control, and the security forces shot them." Miller's face was grim. "The Council claims they stopped a terrorist plot. They say the Draven were planning to bomb the reception." "That's a lie. They were just talking." "I believe you." Miller looked at the door nervously. "The Council wants to question you about interfering with their security operation. I've demanded your release under diplomatic immunity." "Will they let me go?" Lisa asked. Miller hesitated. "I don't know. They're very angry about your recorder." "Did you get evidence of what happened?" "Yes, it recorded everything. But they took it." "This is bad." Miller squeezed her shoulder. "I'll do everything I can to get you out. Just stay calm and don't say anything else about what you saw." As Miller left, Lisa felt real fear. The beautiful Council station now seemed dark and dangerous. She wondered if she would ever see Earth again. Lisa spent 3 days in the holding room. Council guards brought her food but wouldn't answer her questions. She tried to sleep on the narrow bed, but kept seeing the Draven falling under blue light. On the fourth day, the door opened and Pel-Luthar entered with 2 security officers. "Lisa Harrington," Pel-Luthar said, "you have created a serious diplomatic problem." "I saw your people kill the Draven," Lisa said. "They weren't doing anything wrong. You do not understand our ways. The Draven were planning violence. We stopped them. I heard everything. They were just talking about resisting council control." Pel-Luthar's face hardened. "This is why humans are dangerous. You question everything instead of trusting authority." "Where is Ambassador Miller?" Lisa asked. "He continues to demand your release, but the council has decided you must answer questions about your involvement with the Draven rebels." "I wasn't involved with anyone. I just happened to be there." Pel-Luthar ignored her. "You will be taken to a special facility for questioning." The guards moved toward her. Lisa backed against the wall. "I have diplomatic protection. Not for crimes against council security," Pel-Luthar said. The guards took Lisa to a small ship and strapped her into a seat. Through the window, she saw the main station growing smaller. They docked at a smaller station with no windows. Lisa was led to a room filled with strange equipment. 3 aliens in white coverings waited there. One had many tentacles instead of arms. "This is the human?" the tentacled alien asked. "Yes," Pel-Luthar replied. "We need to know what she shared with her people and what she knows about our containment plans." "The neural scanner is ready," another alien said, "but we haven't tested it on humans before." Lisa struggled against the guards. "You can't do this. Let me contact my ambassador." "Put her in the chair," Pel-Luthar ordered. The guards forced Lisa into a metal chair and strapped her arms and legs down. The tentacled alien approached with a device that looked like a silver crown with wires. "Wait," a new voice called from the doorway. Zivorek rushed in, his skin flashing alarm patterns. "You can't use the scanner on her." "This is not your concern, junior aide," Pel-Luthar said coldly. "Human brain structure is different. I checked the medical database. The scanner could cause permanent damage or death." "We need information quickly," Pel-Luthar said. "The humans are becoming suspicious. We must know what she told them." "There are safer methods," Zivorek argued. "The council has decided." "Proceed." The tentacled alien placed the crown on Lisa's head. She felt cold metal touch her skin. "Please," she begged. "Don't do this. Activate the scanner," Pel-Luthar ordered. The machine hummed. Pain shot through Lisa's head like lightning. She screamed once, her body arched against the restraints, and then went completely still. Alarms blared from the equipment. "Neural functions failing," the alien operator shouted. "The human brain is rejecting the connection." "Stabilize her," Pel-Luthar commanded. "I can't. The patterns are collapsing." Lisa's body relaxed in the chair. The monitors showed flat lines. "She's dead," the tentacled alien said. Silence filled the room. Zivorek stared in horror at Lisa's still form. "I warned you," he whispered. Pel-Luthar turned to the others. This was an unfortunate medical incident. The human had an unknown condition that caused her to react badly to standard questioning procedures. "You killed her," Zivorek said. "She was innocent. Be silent or join her," Pel-Luthar threatened. "No one will know what really happened here." But Zivorek had already activated his personal recorder when he entered. The entire event was saved. While the others focused on Lisa's body, he quietly backed out of the room. He ran through the station to the communication center. Using his access codes, he sent a message to the human delegation along with the recording. "Lisa Harrington murdered during illegal interrogation. Flee immediately." They planned to detain all humans. Back on the main station, Ambassador Miller received the message while arguing with council leaders about Lisa's detention. When he saw the recording, his face went white. "We're leaving," he told his team. "Now." "But the council hasn't released Lisa yet," a staff member said. They killed her, Miller said, his voice breaking. Get to the ship. Emergency evacuation plan. As alarms began to sound throughout the station, the human delegation raced to the Endeavour. Council security forces tried to stop them, but the humans had prepared for trouble. They fought their way to the docking bay. The Endeavour detached from the station as weapons fire hit its hull. Miller looked at the recording one more time, watching Lisa die, and felt cold rage fill his heart. The Council would pay for this. The Endeavour raced through space with Council ships in pursuit. The human vessel had been secretly upgraded with better engines and shields than the Council knew about. Earth had been cautious from the start. "We're outrunning them," said the pilot, Sam Green. Ambassador Miller sat in the command room, staring at Lisa's image on a screen. She had been so young, so full of life. "Send the recording to Earth," he ordered. "Send everything." A week later, the Endeavour reached Earth. Military ships met them before they entered orbit. The world had changed in their absence. When they landed, Miller was taken directly to the United Nations Emergency Council in New York. Leaders from every nation waited in the large room. Lisa's parents sat in the front row, their eyes red from crying. Miller played the recording. The room watched in horrified silence as Lisa died in the council interrogation chair. When it ended, Lisa's mother sobbed while her father sat stone-faced. "They murdered her for witnessing their brutality," Miller said. "And they plan to contain Earth, just as they've done to other worlds." The President of the United States stood. "What does contain mean exactly?" "Based on what we learned, it means limiting our technology, taking our resources, and controlling our development. Worlds that resist are attacked." The Chinese leader spoke next. "Can we fight them? Do we have any chance?" Miller nodded. "More than they know. They underestimate us. And we have allies. The aide who sent us the recording, Zverek, has contacts with other species who hate council rule." "Where is this Zverek now?" asked the Russian president. "We don't know. He risked everything to warn us. He may be dead." For 3 days, world leaders debated what to do. Military commanders presented options. Scientists shared what they had learned about council technology. In the end, they voted unanimously. Earth would fight. Military bases around the world revealed secret projects. New ships with advanced weapons rolled out of hidden factories. Soldiers trained for space combat. Earth had been preparing for possible alien threats for decades, ever since finding strange technology in the Arctic ice 20 years before. 2 weeks after the Endeavour's return, Council ships appeared in Earth orbit. Their message played on every screen and radio. "Humans of Earth, your delegation violated Council law. Your species requires protective oversight. Surrender your military capabilities and accept Council authority." The response came from a united Earth. A simple text message sent on all frequencies. One word: pray. The Council leaders were confused by this response. They did not understand the human concept of prayer or why humans would tell them to do it. "What does this mean?" Senthal asked his advisors. "Our analysis suggests it is a religious reference," one replied. "Humans ask their gods for help when they fear destruction." "They should fear us," Pel Luthar said. "Begin the containment operation." Council ships moved toward Earth. Their sensors detected no significant defense systems. The plan was to destroy key military sites from orbit, then land forces to take control of governments. But as they entered firing range, new signals appeared on their scanners. Hidden bases on the moon activated. Stealth platforms around Earth revealed themselves. And from behind Mars came Earth's true fleet, ships far more advanced than the Council believed possible. "Impossible," Senthal whispered as the reports came in. "They are a young species. They cannot have such technology." The first shots came not from Council weapons, but from Earth's defenses. Precisely targeted energy beams hit Council ships, disabling their main systems without destroying them. Human ships surrounded the Council fleet. A new message played across all Council ships. It showed Lisa Harrington's face. "You killed one of our children. a voice said. "You thought us weak. You were wrong. Now you understand why we told you to pray." On Earth, people gathered in cities and towns to watch the battle in space. In Lisa's hometown in Kansas, her parents stood in their yard looking up at the night sky, where flashes of light showed the fight happening above. She wanted to help build peace with aliens, Lisa's father said softly. Instead, she showed us their true nature. His wife took his hand. She saved Earth, if she hadn't discovered their plans. In space, the Council Fleet Commander ordered a retreat. Too many ships were disabled. The humans had weapons the Council had never seen before. As the remaining Council ships fled, the President addressed the world. Today we showed the galaxy that Earth will not be conquered or contained. We fight not for vengeance, but for freedom. Ours and all species oppressed by the Council. Lisa Harrington did not die in vain. Her sacrifice exposed their evil and united humanity like never before. The war had only just begun. But for the first time in its history, the Galactic Council knew fear. 1 month after the first battle, Earth prepared for a bigger fight. Commander Susan Barnes stood on the bridge of the Earth ship Vengeance, looking at star maps. Susan had been a Navy officer before joining the new Space Force. Now she led Operation Archangel, Earth's first attack on Council territory. "All ships report ready," Commander said her second-in-command, Jack Porter. "Good. Begin jump sequence." Earth had discovered faster-than-light travel years ago, but kept it secret. The Council thought humans were limited to the slow ships they had shown the visiting delegation. The Earth fleet jumped to a star system 20 light-years away. There, the Council had a major supply base that supported their operations in this part of the galaxy. "We have surprise on our side," Susan told her crew. "Hit their communication center first, then disable their defense grid. Remember, we want to free the slave workers, not kill them." The Earth ships appeared near the main space station. Alarms sounded throughout the Council facility as they detected the human vessels. "How did they get here so quickly?" the Council commander asked in panic. "Their ships should take years to reach us." The Vengeance fired precise shots at the station's communication dishes. Other Earth ships targeted defense systems. In 20 minutes, the Council base was defenseless. "We're being hailed," Jack said. "It's not from the station." Susan nodded. "Put it through." On the screen appeared an alien face Susan didn't recognize. Its skin was pale green with purple markings. "Humans," the alien said. "I am Krell of the Myknar. My people are held as workers in this station. Are you truly fighting the Council?" "We are," Susan replied. "How many of your people are there?" 4,000. "The Council uses us for mining and building. There are also 2,000 Draven and 1,000 Jacksins. We'll send teams to help you," Susan said. "Can your people fight?" Krell's face showed what might have been a smile. "We have waited decades for this chance." Inside the station, chaos spread as news of the human attack reached the workers. The Myknar, Draven, and Jacksins overwhelmed their guards and seized control of entire sections. Earth troops boarded the station wearing advanced battle suits. They secured key areas and protected surrendering Council staff. Susan had been clear. They would not become like the Council. Prisoners would be treated fairly. In the station's control center, Susan met with Krell and leaders from the other enslaved species. "The Council told us humans were dangerous savages," a Draven leader said. "Now we see they feared you, because you value freedom as we do." "We came because of Lisa Harrington," Susan explained, "a young human the Council murdered." She showed them the recording of Lisa's death. The alien leaders watched in silence. "One death brought your entire species to war?" Krell asked. "She was innocent," Susan said, "and she could have been any of our children." As Earth forces secured the station, they discovered something unexpected. A Council database containing technical information about all member worlds. Scientists immediately began downloading and analyzing the data. "Commander, you need to see this," Jack said, showing Susan a data screen. These are plans for attacking Earth. They were going to hit us with planet-killer weapons. Susan studied the plans. When? 3 months from now. We stopped them just in time. News of the successful mission reached Earth the next day. People celebrated in streets around the world. For the first time, they believed they could win. But in the council capital, emergency meetings were being held. The senior council gathered in their secure chamber. Humans have technology we didn't know about, Senthal said. They've taken one of our most important bases and freed our worker species. We should negotiate, suggested one member. No, said Pelithar. We cannot show weakness. We must use the Omega weapons. Silence fell in the chamber. The Omega weapons had never been used before. They could destroy entire planets. The humans must be stopped, Pelithar continued, before others follow their example. As the council argued, they didn't notice a small communication device hidden in the chamber. On the other end, Zverek listened to every word. He had survived and gone into hiding, working secretly to help the humans. They're planning something terrible, he whispered to himself. I must warn Earth. Zverek moved carefully through the back corridors of the council capital station. For weeks he had lived in the maintenance sections, using his knowledge of station systems to stay hidden. His skin had lost its bright colors, turning a dull gray from stress and poor food. He needed to get his warning to Earth. The Omega weapons could destroy whole worlds. In a small storage room he had converted to living quarters, Zverek worked on a communication device built from stolen parts. It wasn't powerful enough to reach Earth directly, but it could connect to the relay network used by trading ships. Just a little more power, he muttered, connecting wires. The door hissed open behind him. Zverek spun around, ready to run, but relaxed when he saw who entered. Tiorel, he said with relief. Did you get the power cell? Charel was a female of his species who worked in station maintenance. She had been helping Zverek since he went into hiding. Yes, but there's a problem, she said, handing him a small glowing device. Security is looking for unauthorized communications. They've set up new detection grids. I can't wait, Zverek said. The Council is preparing to use Omega weapons against Earth. Charel's skin paled. Those are forbidden by Council law. Laws don't matter anymore. They're desperate. Zverek connected the power cell. His device hummed to life. He quickly typed a message warning about the Omega weapons and sent it toward the relay station orbiting the nearby moon. Alarms sounded immediately. Red lights flashed in the corridor outside. They detected it. Tyrell said, fear in her voice. Go, Zverek told her. Get to the trading docks. Find a human ally ship. Tell them what you know. What about you? I'll lead them away from you. He gave her a small data stick. This has everything I've learned about Council defenses. Get it to Commander Barnes. Charel took the stick and touched her forehead to his, a gesture of deep respect among their people. Then she slipped out a back exit while Zverek went in the opposite direction. Security forces caught him 10 minutes later. They took him directly to the senior council. The traitor, Pelduthar said when Zverek was brought in. You helped the humans escape with evidence of your crimes. Your crimes, Zverek corrected. You murdered Lisa Harrington. A regrettable incident, Senthal said, but now irrelevant. Your human friends will soon face our ultimate weapons. They already know, Zverek said. I warned them. Meanwhile, Earth forces continued to advance through Council space. The Vengeance led a fleet of 30 ships toward a major military installation. There, they believed the Council was assembling the Omega weapons. Approaching target, Jack reported to Commander Barnes. No sign they've detected us. Susan nodded. Maintain stealth mode until we're in firing position. Her communication officer interrupted. Commander, incoming message from an unknown source. It's using Council diplomatic codes but marked urgent for human forces. Put it through, Susan ordered. The message was short. Zverek captured. Omega weapons being moved to Sateri Station. Will destroy Earth. Have defense information. Need pickup. Chirel. Susan turned to her tactical officer. Change of plans. Set course for the trading outpost near the capital. Maximum speed. The Earth fleet changed direction, racing to intercept Chirel before the Council found her. Back at the Council capital, Zverek stood proud despite his injuries. The interrogation had been brutal, but he revealed nothing about Chirel or the data stick. The humans will defeat you, he told the Council. They fight for freedom, not control. They fight because of one dead girl, Helduthar said dismissively. Such emotional creatures. You still don't understand, Zverek said. That's why you'll lose. It wasn't just any girl. It was what she represented. Innocence, hope for peaceful contact between species. By killing her, you showed humans your true nature. Enough. Xenthal shouted. Take him away for execution. As guards led Zverek out, alarms sounded throughout the station. A council aide rushed in. Senior counselors, human ships have been detected at Satari Station. They're attacking the Omega weapon facility. Screens showed Earth ships firing on the station. Council defenses were failing quickly. Impossible, Helduthar said. How did they know? Zverek smiled despite his pain. TRL had succeeded. On the Vengeance, Susan watched as Earth forces systematically disabled the Omega weapons before they could be deployed. No casualties reported among station personnel, Jack said. All weapons secured. Good, Susan replied. And our guest. Jack gestured to the door where Tyrell entered, escorted by security officers. The data she brought is genuine, Jack said. Complete schematics of Council defenses, including their capital station. Susan turned to the alien woman. Thank you for your courage. What made you risk so much to help us? Cheryl's skin rippled with emotion. Zverek showed me Lisa's recording. The Council has ruled through fear for too long. Many species are ready to join your fight. Susan nodded. Then it's time to end this. Set course for the Council capital. The largest fleet yet assembled from Earth and newly freed worlds prepared for the final battle. The Council's rule was beginning to crumble from within. 100 Earth ships surrounded the Council capital station. They were joined by vessels from 7 other species who had broken free from Council control. It was the largest fleet ever assembled against the Council. Inside the capital, panic spread. Many Council staff and lower-ranking officials tried to leave, but the senior Council ordered all exits sealed. We will not surrender to humans, Pell III declared in the emergency session. Our outer defenses are failing, a military commander reported. The humans have somehow disabled our main weapons already. Senthal looked at the tactical displays showing the Earth fleet's careful, precise attacks. They're only targeting weapons and communication systems. They're avoiding residential areas. Weakness, Pelduthar said dismissively. Or strength, Senthal replied quietly. On the Vengeance, Commander Susan Barnes watched the battle unfold. Earth forces moved with surgical precision, following the defense plans Tyrell had provided. Council ships are standing down, Jack reported. Their captains are surrendering without orders from command. The inner defenses are nearly neutralized, added the tactical officer. Minimal casualties on both sides. Susan nodded. Prepare the landing teams. Remember the mission. Secure the senior council and free any prisoners, including Zverek if he's still alive. Earth troops entered the station through multiple docking ports. They moved quickly through the corridors, facing little resistance. Many Council security forces simply put down their weapons when confronted. Captain Alan Wright led the team heading for the detention center. They found Zverek in a small cell, badly injured but alive. The humans came after all, Zverek said weakly as they helped him up. We don't leave friends behind, Alan told him. In the main council chamber, the senior council members argued as alarms sounded throughout the station. We should activate the self-destruct, Pelduthar urged. Take the humans with us. No more death, Senthal said firmly. The council was meant to bring peace, not destruction. The doors to the chamber opened. Susan Barnes entered with Earth soldiers and representatives from the freed species. "The Council capital is under Earth control," Susan announced. "Your forces have surrendered." Pelduthar reached for a weapon hidden in his robes, but Senthal stopped him. "Enough," Senthal said. "We have lost." 6 months later, people gathered in Lisa Harrington's hometown in Kansas. A memorial had been built in the town square. A simple statue showing Lisa with a book in her hands, looking up at the stars. Ambassador Miller, now leading the diplomatic corps of the new Galactic Alliance, stood at a podium beside the statue. "Today we honor not just Lisa, but what she stood for: curiosity, courage, and compassion," he said to the crowd. "Her death showed us the truth about the Council's rule, but her life showed us a better way forward." Representatives from 23 species had come to Earth for the memorial. Many placed tokens of their worlds at the base of the statue: crystals, flowers, and small works of art. Zvirik, now fully recovered, walked forward with Tyrell. They placed a small glowing orb that shifted colors like their skin. "On behalf of the Thalashan people, we honor her memory," Zvirik said. "Lisa Harrington taught us that one voice can change the galaxy." Lisa's parents stood nearby, tears in their eyes but pride on their faces. Their daughter's name would be remembered across the stars. The new Galactic Alliance was different from the Council it replaced. Member worlds kept their independence. Technology and knowledge were shared freely. Decisions required agreement from all, not just a few powerful species. As evening fell, the crowd dispersed. Ambassador Miller stood alone at the statue, looking up at Lisa's face. "We did it, Lisa," he said softly. "The galaxy is free because of you." He touched the plaque at the base of the statue. It held the message Earth had sent to the Council before the war, the message that had confused them so much: "Pray." But now the full quote was there: "They killed our child, so we warned them to pray, for we were coming. And with us came justice." Miller looked up at the night sky, where ships from a dozen worlds orbited peacefully. The stars seemed brighter now, full of new possibilities and new friends across the galaxy. In the end, humanity had shown the galaxy that freedom was worth fighting for, and that the fate of one innocent girl mattered more than all the power of an empire.